Hello and welcome back. Let's continue our adventure in the Commonwealth. To continue on from the last video, we got to Sanctuary. We cleaned up a little bit. Spoke to Codsworth and convinced him that basically Nora's dead and Sean is missing. And he suggested to go looking in Concord. But before we do that, I wish to clean up Sanctuary in anticipation for the things that need to be done later on. It'll also give me an opportunity to gain some more experience and possibly even level up again before I leave, because as you can imagine, the higher level character you are, the better you are. And knowing what's coming up in Concord, you're going to need quite a bit of help, although I do have a strategy which seems to work very well against what is coming up. I can't claim credit for... let me try again. I can't claim credit for that because somebody else came up with the strategy, but it is very effective. Okay, so it's late afternoon. Let's clean up this town. As I previously stated, I don't like what they've done with the keys. Yeah, it's my intention. If people are sort of wondering, why on earth is he, making videos of dull things like this? And the reality is, I want to make a series. There's a guy who did, well, he's still doing Minecraft, where he is basically trying to find the end of the world. It's a procedurally generated world. And of course, it's all pre-calculated and whatnot, but nobody's ever really gotten to the end. Or at least gotten so far that they notice deterioration in quality or whatever, because it was never intended to work that way. And he's getting some interesting results now. But anyway, I slightly digress. The point I was going to make is that he's making a video journaling his journey, strangely enough. And that's exactly what I want to do. I want to journal this, so people can say, well, can you complete the game on survival? Yes, you can. And that's how you do it, and this is where it was done, and somebody has done it, and we can find the footage online to watch if we need to. Yeah, but even get some like, oh, what have I just done? Press the wrong button, that's what I've done. So this is going to be more of a talky video than an interesting to watch video. Now, if I just exit this a minute, I can get a stim pack and 7 bobby pins. That's a lot of bobby pins. And the reason that's important is because there are actually a couple of safes in Concord. Yes, I know there's probably useful things in there, but right now my priority is to clear out all the junk. One thing I really do like about this game is it's a proper save. That was killed by Codsworth in the first video, and it remembers that, which is always a good thing. It's attention to detail like that I like in games, and this is a very beautiful, very detailed game. Tell you what, I am very impressed with the quality of the work that's gone into it. And like I say, since I became slightly obsessed with the game after rediscovering it, I have acquired guides and the art book. There is an art book, and it is if you like art books, it is a fantastic book of the concept art, firstly, but also it's excellent value for money. It's, if you get the hard copy, it is something like £30, but you get nearly 400 pages of artwork to see where they came up with the ideas for things, and it's so interesting to see some of the ideas they came up with which you didn't necessarily use. And they also, the initial concepts of things and how they actually turned out in the end. Wow. I don't really know if I should be scrapping all this, but quite honestly, it's beautification rather than anything else. And to be honest, with the amount of cooking and things that need doing, it would seem to make sense to me to scrap as much as you possibly can. A ruined house, my goodness. Must have been like a house on the riverbank or something. Oh. All contents were transferred to the workbench. That's something I didn't realise before. I thought if you accidentally scrapped something which which had things in it, you lost it, but no. Apparently it transfers it to the workbench. That's a rather neat detail. Oh, avoid the water dust radiation. You don't really want to get too much radiation if you can help it. Oh, get out the water. What on earth is that? It's a scrap frame. I say there's so much here that needs scrapping. Like I say, it's going to come a point where you've got materials you desperately need. I was hoping I can get that, but I'm assuming a certain part of that is not in the area. That is so much stuff here. Apart from the area looking a lot neater and tidier, like I say. You need these materials. And it makes a significant difference to get these out of the way early on. Because it's always good to have free space to build on. Oh, I have company. Oh, where is he? Oh, terrible shooting. Okay. Oh, got more company there. I have that. Nelson, yeah. Yep. While I'm here, I've collected plenty of wood. I can craft some food. Anything else I can cook? Nope. I thought there may have been boat fry, but I may have done that in the previous video. Okay. There's so much junk here, isn't there? Like I say, you're gonna need all these, and the more you have, better opportunities you've got to build things. Take it from me. Oh, that's the border. I don't want to cross that. Not yet. I want to clear this out first. Look, looking a lot clearer already. Anyway, plan for these videos will be I will play as I would play as if it was really me. I've tried to make the character look a bit like me, and quite honestly it's not detailed enough to say it's exactly like me, but the general appearance is there. I've used my real name, so Codsworth refers to me as Steve, which is a nice little touch. Now if you have a strange or unusual name, you're not going to get Codsworth to say it. And I do feel you miss a bit of detail there if you do that. Anyway. Further to that, I'm going to be generally nice. I'm not going to be unpleasant or unkind for the sake of it. If I get pushed to it, sometimes I may be, but it would all depend on the scenario. Generally, I'm going to be nice. The only way I won't be like that is if, some bobby pins, is if the, companion I have requires it. For example, Kate likes you to be unkind and sarcastic and so on. Which, okay, I can be sarcastic, but oh, I've got to open that safe. Oh, it's a fishing rod. Let me just clear this up a bit more, because I want to pick some of those items up. See, stash of caps, that's good.
Don't think I can pick this.
No, I'll leave that there till I can pick it. Could be some useful stuff there. Oh, nice poster. Yeah, so generally speaking, I'm going to be nice. I'm going to explain my approach to puzzles and things like hacking the computer and so on. Because there are people who may not have seen that. Yeah, it's just one house. You can imagine I go into the workbench now, and there'll be several tons of bits and pieces that all you shall see. Get ceramic back. That'll probably add aluminium. Yeah, I've never understand Americans and aluminum. Definitely an extra I in there. Aluminium. Might be one of those things that got lost in translation during migration from the UK to the US. Yeah, these fences are no good. Got better use for the wood, quite honestly. Yeah, because ideally I want this place set up just right so that that people will be able to just come here and know it's a safe harbour for them. You know, I want like 20 beds and, you know, food, plenty of food growing, and the security's in place. For example, before I leave, I would like to have set up some mini turrets some water generation. Now it's a great big water feature there. Great if I could use that and pull out water and purify it. Don't think I'm high enough level to produce a machine that'll do it. But it'd be good to be able to do that. Yep, it's raining. The welcome mat. Oh my goodness. This is quite tedious, isn't it? Like I say, this is probably why I originally stopped playing way back in 2015. Having to clear stuff like this up and, you know, finding that I haven't got all the stuff I need and I've got to go and find the stuff I need, and that could get tedious very quickly. Like I say, now I've got a bit of experience with the tools and game itself. I can probably do it a lot quicker than I would have by then. At least have a good idea of what I'm trying to do as well. And create baths and things. So you can get a rad away. Don't know why I'm doing that, because I know that I can just get that rad away anyway. It all goes into the storage. Yes, I haven't completely decided where I'm going with this yet. When I originally completed it, I completed it using the Minutemen, and to be totally honest, I was so keen to continue with the story. I don't think I really sort of sat down and thought, now, who would I like to complete it with? Whereas now, I'm sitting there thinking about it, and for me right now, unless somebody can convince me otherwise, I'm tempted to go either with the Institute or the Brotherhood of Steel. Both seem great choices. May even decide just to save the game and then back up the save game. Back up the save game so that I can go back and try them all. Wouldn't be a bad thing, I suppose. Yeah. Oh, like I said, I just love the attention to detail. Don't know what's wrong with that. Store it, yes. Okay. I'm basically going to give myself a blank canvas to work on here. Clear that. Oh, it's a shame in a way, that would have given like several tons of wood. Another house to scrap. believe I'm looking at the video timer now. Alright, we're already at 20 minutes and I don't think I'm even halfway yet. Like I say, there's plenty of stuff here. I'm going to get rid of this doghouse because I've already got a doghouse elsewhere. Worst case scenario, I can build another. Bit of a shame, really. It's a little untidy having that. There's nothing much I can do about it. Okay. Oh. Sorry, my phone's just gone a bit bonkers. And just really quickly check it wasn't something important because, yeah, I'd normally leave it, but when you get 3 or 4 buzzes in the space of a minute, then it's either lots of things have come through at the same time or there's something big going on that I'm supposed to be dealing with. If anyone's interested, it was a notification from Amazon telling me that Bosch Season 5 is now on Prime. And as someone who's watched Seasons 1 to 4, I can quite happily tell you it's worth it. So I'm looking forward to checking that out in the near future. Right now, me and the missus are going through Game of Thrones again as a recap on what happened, because although they have showed the final season, well, I say shown, they say showed the first episode. By the time we get through to watching it, means we can properly binge it, firstly, and secondly, we'll actually have an idea of what some of the things mean. Because stuff that I've already just covered just in season 1 that I'd completely forgotten about. And bearing in mind I've read the books as well as seen the show. And still not 100% certain on all the details. Come on, we're doing this. Okay. There we go, see the contents transferred. Get some caps. Yeah, like I say, you can use bottle caps to trade. Don't get me wrong, I actually quite enjoy the music on the radios. It's just I feel having everything you need to build whatever you need, probably more important. I can always build another radio in future. Come on, what's that? Most mentats, yes. Oh my goodness. I'm slightly fatigued already. Don't know how I'd cope with that. Oh, good grief. Oh, there's somebody at the door. If you excuse me a moment. apologies, that was a parcel being delivered, which of course I knew all about, but yeah, then forgot that it was likely to arrive during my recording. Okay. Ideally, I'd want to edit that bit out. But as I promised, I wanted this to be a complete record. It would look a bit suspicious if I did just cut a bit out. Oh, somebody's at the door. Sort of thing. So, oh, I keep seeing text there, but I don't know what for. Only a sec, flash for a second, right. Ah, the mat. Done. I probably mentioned it before, but I love the whole style and the detail that's gone into the whole thing. Yeah, pick up the Nuka-Cola, pork and beans. Yeah, I love the attention to detail. It's a beautiful world. Yes, it's a bit morbid because it's like post-apocalyptic, but it's quite, it's quite beautiful in its own way. You know, the sunrise, the animals, and so on. One thing I think it does lack that I did notice in Far Cry, a game I do rate quite highly is Far Cry Primal, and with that you see whole herds of various animals are just like travelling across the plains. It's very impressive work, and I think a game like this could benefit from something like that. Let's see if I can unlock this. If I press the right button, I might. No, as it says, use A to turn the screwdriver. My advice would be, using the mouse, you're moving that. A turns the lock. My advice is tap it. If you don't really want to snap the bobby pin. No. This is definitely one of the... Oh, snap the bobby pin. Okay, so the sweet spot's around here somewhere. There we go.
Sweet.
Oh my goodness, that's quite a take. Take all. Excellent. But as I say, as I was saying, I think the lock-picking screen is one of the ones that they've cleaned up with one of the mods. That's much more detailed than it was before, and I'd definitely say it looks better. I know I've emptied that. Let's take the safe itself. We don't need that. Okay. So I'm definitely cleaning these out. Oh, so much fence and so little time. Okay. Like I say, it's taken me a long time just to scrap it. Imagine how much time it's taken to create this. So well done. I can just picture somebody having to create Concord, and it would have taken them a couple of months at least, with all the detail that's gone into it. if I go into wood now, I'll find I've got like about 400 or 500 bits of wood. So look at all this. And there's probably, even when I have cleared up, I'll probably go round and see bits I missed first time round. Such a lovely looking game. Yes, I do apologise if you watch this video expecting something exciting to happen. It's not. I'm afraid it's going to be rather busy. Yeah. Like I say, when I get back from Concord, all this will be done. Now, if I remember right, when you get back from Concord, they want water, defences, beds, and food. So I can get all them set up pretty quickly. If you look at the top, you've got people, food, water, power, defense, beds, and happiness. Happiness is only based on the other stuff. If you haven't got all them sorted out, your happiness will go down. And people are less likely to come to your settlement. One of the first things I'll be wanting to build is transmitter that basically says, come and stay in our settlement. Oh, one more. There we go. Oh, good grief, man. So much to do. Like I say, 33 minutes so far. Almost spent as long as I did starting the game. Probably fed up listening to me already, but another thing as well is that there won't be anything interfering with turrets and the like. God blimey, look at all that. I've still got to clear up gardens and houses and plant food and all sorts of... That's a bit more like it. It's a shame you haven't got like a scrap gun where you literally click on things and scrap them. But of course, this being survival mode, chances are you won't get too far with it. You'd have to do it all manually like this anyway. It's the handy fuel, eh? It's interesting. It looked like a cardboard box to me, yet I got plastic from it. So be it. It's what it is. Oh. Sounds like Codsworth's just outside. Quite possible this is my house. Mr. Codsworth's house. Yes. This is my house. So I've got to scrap it all because we've got to move on, make things better. Like say, look at all the stuff we're getting out from you. That was a really nice bed. Say, look at all this stuff. Only 10 steal from a car? That's interesting. Oh, no. This is quite fatiguing, it has to be said. Oh, point of note, like I said, I did buy guides. And there are guides out there. One's called the Lone Survivor Guidebook. And there's another called Fallout 4 Game of the Year Edition Strategy Guide. If you're going to buy them, buy one or the other. Because, as I found out to my cost, they are both the same book. The only difference being the Game of the Year Edition happens to have the expansion stuff. The guides, they're useful. I won't go as far as saying they're brilliant. They're certainly useful. They've got some very helpful information. I make you the world's leading expert in Fallout 4, but again, it'll give you a few useful pointers which will save you a lot of faffing around. I'd love just being able to scrap the entire house. That's just great. Done here. I'd say I haven't cleaned it out completely, obviously, but I'd say I've done the vast majority of it now. I can go as far as saying I might just, bring it to an end now, just make sure the houses are empty. The rest I can do as I go along. Find a bit of scrap and pick it up rather than a concerted effort now. Yeah, this sanctuary is actually very well positioned strategically. You have water around 3/4 of it. You have to cross a bridge to enter. It's almost like a castle with a moat. Which, of course, that looks to your advantage because your defences around the other 3 sides can be minimal. Doesn't mean that you shouldn't defend. Or put up defences, rather, but... does mean that you can defend properly. From the front. And just have people keeping an eye out on the other sides. Flippin' heck. Enough fence for you? Look, that ruined house, it was like about 4 bits of wood come off it. Flippin' heck. Oh. Oh, that's interesting. That was a bit tricky. Oh my goodness, we're on 42 minutes now. At least I can honestly say this has been done. Oh my goodness, I can hear dogs again. Somebody must be heavy breathing 2 streets away. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I don't know how well the mic's picking it up, but you know, I've got a chihuahua, right? And the way he's acting, you'd swear he's like a pit bull. Yeah. He is not remotely scary, and the thing is, even when he's doing all this growling macho, you know, nonsense, if you actually did walk into the house, he'd be too busy trying to lick you. Oh god. Aha. Goodness, look at all this wood and weed whacker and patio set. Flippin' heck, so much here. Like I say. This is just a fraction of it. Like I say, I understand that cars have wheels, but I don't think don't understand where all the extra tyres have come from. Oh, let's reload because that'd be useful. There's some bullets. Let me just check. Oh, it's a computer here. I've been in here. So much to do. This has got to be the final house now, isn't it? Has to be the final house. So I want to make sure the houses are empty because that's where beds are going to go. I'm not going to just leave beds outside. That's ridiculous. Game or not. So I want to play this the way if I was really in this situation. Oh, we have a gun there. Scrap that because it's another 10mm pizza. I'm going to say pizza then, pistol. The 10mm pizza. Killed by pepperoni. Oh yeah. Okay. Oh, yes. The safe here with things I can take off. This is a drug dealer's house apparently. And I only know that because I checked the computer out in a previous game. And let's be honest, there's next to nothing of any real interest there. Let's store. My goodness, where are we now? Right, I need to do that. Oh. Disarm that. There's another one here. Tension trigger. Now I can unlock the safe. Now, if I remember right. Oh, you bugger. It was around about here. There we go.
Got it.
Come on, right now. Let's scrap that because I've taken everything out. Okay. That's another empty house. Oh. Walk straight past that. Yeah, I think in terms of things to scrap now. Oh, that'll be the phone and it won't be for me. Never is. Anywho. I've nearly finished scrapping all this. I'm just going to check all the houses are done. Then I'm going to save the game ready for going down to Concord. Some more wood. Yeah, regarding rest, I'm not quite sure. Oh, some fence I missed. Doing rest, I'm not sure how much you actually need, whether you can get away with literally an hour, whether it's expecting you to do the full. That's something I guess I'll have to work out as I'm playing. Okay, they all seem to be done. So I'll take this opportunity after one of the more dull videos I'm likely to do to go and have a sleep till first thing in the morning, which will save the game nicely. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's have a lie in. 8 o'clock. Okay, 9 o'clock. I misjudged that entirely. Okay, well, thanks for watching. I promise you the next one should be far more interesting.